All right. The stream is streaming, and I'm sure shortly the channel will be live, and it is now live. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah!
Yay!
Indeed.
I'm Christiana Ellis. I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Chooch Schubert as Sequential,
Hello.
Paul Fisher as Zinhorn Windborn,
Good evening.
Starla Hutchton as Carolina Swift,
Friends?
Mark Kilfoyle as Nedry Shiny Rock,
I wonder if there's a way to enumerate whether I have more questions or theories.
and last but not least, Vivid Muse as Trina of Harlee.
Hey, y'all.
So, last time you guys did some things. Who wants to try to remember what some of those things were?
We fought a bunch of dust monsters. Well, we broke into the property that we are now the owners of, which is a giant mansion, which used to be the Reclaimers Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to walk around counterclockwise. And then when we got to the back, we gave up our earlier plan to actually walk the entire property first and went inside. First, we went into a room that was added on later, and it was just all trashed. And then we decided to just go into the basement, and we found that if you pick up a bit of broken pottery, it something in the house is trying to put it back, like the spirit of the house or a poltergeist. And then we were attacked by dust monsters, which made us all sneeze horribly because we're all allergic to dust. Um, and then we found that there was somebody stealing money from a hidden cache of money behind a crypt. And we found a hole that we think leads to the sewers. And then we found what looked to be some kind of a safe room that had just had the big, heavy steel safety doors knocked in. Like I wouldn't want to be around when whatever that was came back. But it's been 85 years, so
Mm-hmm.
no worries there. And then a cliffhanger when a bunch of the broken furniture formed into a broken furniture wooden dust monster.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Good job. Anyone else have elaborations or additional details? Yeah.
I mean, we did find
No?
the crypt,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed like the bodies were moved rather than actually, you know, undead walking around. That seems important.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm not really sure about whether they are Kazs, Suds, or Cuds. Semi-substantial undead dust beings, coherent undead dust beings, or possibly coherent ash zombies.
I think they were more dust than ash,
It's kind of
but they were
six of
definitely
one, half of the other.
zombies.
Zashbies.
Zambi.
Zashby's
Zambi.
sounds like Zaxby's, the chicken
Zaxby's.
restaurant.
Yes, at least they weren't zambonis.
Mm-hmm. So, roll initiative.
Sweet talker.
Aw, man. 3, 5. Ooh. It's not the best start ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
5.
All right.
I got a 7.
So, one note. This is for viewers and a reminder for those of you here. We think we have worked it out so that everybody can actually move their own tokens now instead of me having to move them on your behalf, which is very exciting. One note that I will point out is that on the turn tracker over here, you can actually type in and select your own and enter your own initiative.
Oh, sweet. There we go.
So make sure that you can do that, and if you can't, let me know. But otherwise, let me know when you have done so.
I have done so.
Yay. Oh,
I have
Jinx.
that done.
All right.
Oops.
Oh boy.
Jinx, but Carolina entered hers first.
Okay. We have had a lot of matching initiatives with this crew. Interesting.
I forgot to roll it on roll 20 though.
Yeah,
I can
there
still
was
roll it
one,
with
Oh,
my
yeah, you
dice,
can be
right?
on.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
there was one session where I rolled the same initiative as like 3 other people.
So,
But
one.
I think
one.
my dex is higher than sequential, so
Do we want to?
maybe.
You want to dispute that sequential, or you think that's probably true?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have
That's
a
true.
16.
All right.
So.
14. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So Trina would be leading though. She would have like, I think I said that before we ended last time.
Well, so if you
Hold on.
guys want, I will allow you to choose which sort of positions you're in. I did sort of at the end of the session just kind of dragged everybody into that room, but if you feel like you would have been in a different spot as things, as this junk assembled into a shape, let me know. So, it's actually this creature's turn first. And just because I know I'm going to just accidentally say it at some point anyway, this creature is called a spurn. So, just that's what I'm referring to if I say the spurn. But yeah, it's his turn first. And what happens is that he holds up an arm where the hand is composed of this shattered, splintered wood, and he slashes it at Trina, who is right there. And he gets a 23 to hit with the first attack.
That hits.
Yeah.
Needless to say.
Rude.
Thought it might, yeah. And then that's going to do 15 slashing damage.
15.
Yeah. And then he is going to do that again. He's going to swing it again. Only this time, the first swing kind of broke off some of the splintery bits. And so now it's just more like a solid piece, and he's just clubbing you with it. And this time he got a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah. So that's going to be 13 bludgeoning damage.
Ow. How much?
You said
How
13?
healthy are
Yeah.
you?
13 leaves me with 7.
All right. So that happened. But now it's your turn, Trina.
Rage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my fantastical great axe.
Okay. Swing away, Trina.
That's a 9.
A 9, unfortunately, does not hit.
One sec. So I did my range. And I'm just going to take a knee, but hold my shield up in front of it.
Okay. I mean, you probably don't need to take a knee here. That was really only kind of when you were in a narrow hallway and people needed to like fire past you. I mean, but you can if you want. I'm just saying.
I don't know what's going on behind me, so I just want to give everybody
All right.
the ability to stay from the doorway and shoot above me.
Gotcha. Okay, so Nedry, that makes it your turn now.
Well, let's see. Well, as Master always says, safety first. So I touch Trina's shoulder and cast protection from evil and good.
Ooh.
Oh my. Thank you.
Remind me what that does.
So, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elemental, fae, fiends, and undead. If they are of that type, they have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. And if you're already charmed, possessed, or frightened, it would be other things. But that's it for now.
Okay,
Ooh,
great.
thank you.
Okay. Are you going to move or anything else?
Yeah, I should probably move so I can get a better sight on this thing. So I'm gonna move to over here and sort of clamber up on some of the stuff that's there.
Sure. So there's not a lot of intact stuff, but there's a crate that's sort of on its side with the lid smashed in. That the rest of it is strong enough to hold up a gnome.
Awesome.
All right. So, Zinhorn, your turn.
I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Trina. And I am going to do that at level 2. So that's 2d8 plus 2. And that's 16 hit points back.
Ooh, thank you.
You're welcome. And for my bonus action, I am going to use my breath weapon.
All right. Are you are you shifting position to do that?
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
Because yours,
Do I
it's
need
a straight
to shift
line,
position?
right?
Yeah, I've got a straight line.
I feel like if you want to be careful not to get trying to, I feel like you maybe need to have her not be in your straight line.
Okay. Let me.
Yeah, see if we're. So she's kind of just glancing on the edge of that, right? So.
Yeah, I don't want to block sequential.
Well, you can take one step to the left and do your breath weapon, and then step back.
Or I could move up here.
That would work too.
And then it's not a problem, and I can still cover her, but I can't heal sequential or anyone else in the back line with touch if I need to. But I will move there
Okay.
and use my breath weapon,
Okay.
and that is
Dexterity
creature has
saving
to-
throw, probably.
Dex of 11
Okay.
save.
It rolled a 12. So just barely a save, but go ahead and roll the damage because it's probably half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I rolled a total of 8, which means 4 points of damage.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just glancing around because my dog has gone somewhere out of my sight. So it's like, where is he?
That's always exciting.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. He's just on the couch. All right. Okay. So yes, your electric breath crackles across your teeth and tongue, and then sprays out. But the thing seems to be very agile compared to what you might expect from the lumbering zombies that you fought before. All right. That makes you're staying right there?
Yeah, I think so. Is also, is this undead? Would I just know that?
You wouldn't just know, but you do know that the other things were.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would make it Carolina's turn.
All right. Well, first of all, it's like she just she watches Zinhorn do that breath weapon. That is so cool, and it kind of is a little bit inspiring to me. So, she is going to use her bardic inspiration, and you hear her say, "Spirits tremble, empires faltered, hearing the ballad of Storm and Stone." And so you now have bardic inspiration.
The Ballad of Storm and Stone. All right. Who has Bardic Inspiration?
Zinhorn.
Okay.
That was so cool, by the way.
Aw.
Just like gonna drop
Yeah.
that and say that.
All right.
That was lovely.
It is very nice.
Yes. Okay, so Bardic Inspiration and then anything else?
Yes. And then I don't like that guy. So I'm going to kind of step over there, kind of peek around, trying to shoulder. And again, it's that strange, nobody hears anything, but you see her mouth move. And I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. And so it makes a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, 14.
It does not succeed with a 4.
It takes 16 psychic damage and has to, let's see, what is it? It must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okay, well, it can't right now
Yeah,
because
it's-
it's,
okay.
in the corner, but otherwise it would. It starts to turn around and bonks into the wall and then shrugs. No, it doesn't do that. It's scary. No, it does sort of jerk backwards and hit the wall though, and it's clearly like reeling, and it seems to like, its weird junk assembled hands lift to its semblance of a head. All right. Sequential, your turn.
So Sequential, having examined the orb during our rest, they had devised another, had built another little cannon to try out, and this cannon is smaller than the other cannon, and actually, I'm gonna say it's shaped like a little frog that he perches on the shoulder.
Nice.
It's not able to fire yet, but it's a bonus action.
You've brought it into existence. Your
Yes.
shoulder frog.
And placed it, and as an action they will use Frostbite and use the frosty eye beams to force the monster to make a constitution save
Oh,
versus 13
well, let's see how that goes.
or be frostbitten.
That one's cocked. Aha! You are glad that I decided to re-roll it because it was almost a 20, but kind of crooked. But instead, when I re-rolled it, it is only a 9.
Yay.
Yeah.
Would take 1 point of frosty damage,
1
but
point of frosty damage.
more importantly has disadvantage on the next. Oh, it says weapon attack roll, so I don't know if it applies as a weapon or not.
Interesting. Okay.
Disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its turn.
Yeah, generally speaking, like if you're, even if you're like punching someone and doing an unarmed attack, that's still like technically by terminology, it's a weapon attack roll. So,
Cool.
all right. So you've done that. Now it is its turn. And what you see is all of the garbage and junk that composes its form just suddenly drops to the ground, just like it is just no longer animated. But then it reassembles out of different junk over here and attacks Carolina. Now, it would have had advantage because of its surprise motion, but instead it will be a straight attack. However, if it does hit, it is a crit. So we'll see how that goes. But it's a 12 to hit.
Nope.
So lucky you, that frostbite just saved you from a crit by this thing.
Woohoo!
Nice.
And you notice though that when it reassembles, it's got ever so slightly less junk that it can in its form. Like it clearly takes a little bit out of it to do that. But that is its turn. Okay, so Trina, it's your turn now.
Well, that sucks, and I'm angry, so I'm running right for it.
Yeah.
So, I think this time I'm going to. Can I switch to my dual wield weapons, or does that take an action?
If like
Can't remember.
if the axe is one of them, then it can be a free action to just like hold that in one hand instead of two and draw the other one.
No, it's a two-handed weapon, so I'll just attack with it again.
Okay. Generally speaking, like if you wanted to drop the axe on the floor and then draw another weapon, that could be free, but only one.
Okay.
And then you would have had to leave the axe where it was. But yeah.
That
So
is
are you moving
okay.
moving over to it?
Yeah.
Don't forget you can move your token.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I forget I get to move myself. How do I?
Yeah.
Where's my little? There it is. Okay. Couldn't find the right tab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get it between it and Carolina.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna swing the great axe, and that is a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Oh, good. Okay, so that is D12. So that is that's only 5 points of damage.
Okay. Did you add your rage damage?
I did. Isn't that
Oh.
sad?
Really? Your attack plus
Oh wait,
rage damage
so it
is
was
only 5?
oh, it's a +4, so it's 5, 6, 7. Sorry, it was 7 points.
7 points.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a little bit more like what I expected. All right. So, Nedry, your turn.
Oh, this one's clever. I like it. Nedry draws out his dagger, steps around Carolina, and will attempt to stab at it.
All right.
Let's see here. What is his? That's a 13.
A 13 misses, unfortunately.
Okay. Then he blows a raspberry and runs over to the other side of the room.
I like that you just say that he blows a raspberry instead of blowing a raspberry.
My mind was distracted at the moment.
It is going to make an opportunity attack against you when you move away.
Yep.
So it rolls, and it gets a 19 to hit.
I cast shield. It brings my AC to 20.
Woohoo! Fwing! What does your shield look like? Does it look like anything special, or is it, like generic off-the-shelf shield?
I figure he has that. He has his pen out with the feather at all times, so he kind of looks like he deflects it with the feather. But as he does so, that shimmering field that sometimes appears around him actually grows stronger.
Nice. Okay, so you do those things, and then it's Zinhorn's turn.
I am going to move over in case Sequential wants to come up. He's got 2 slots.
Sure.
And I'm going to attack with my mace.
Go for it.
Hold on. Oh. I got a dirty 20.
That will definitely hit.
Also, remember that you can use that Bardic Inspiration die to add to attack damage and to healing damage, either
There you
one.
go.
Okay.
Healing
I will do
damage.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
And I did 6 points of damage.
Okay. Are you adding the bardic inspiration to it, or you're hanging on to that?
Can I add?
Yeah, that's what she
Bardic
was
Inspiration
just
to damage.
Yeah, that's what she was just saying. Is you can
Oh,
roll
okay.
the D6 bardic inspiration and then add that as well.
Okay, I'm gonna add that.
All right.
So 6 plus 4 is 10.
All right. Boom. You hit this thing with the mace, and it just it crunches a bunch of the junk that it's got on it. And it's clearly, like it's struggling. There's some force, like with those zombies before. There's some force that's trying to hold it together, but the more damage you do to the pieces, the less it's able to hold its form. Okay. Then you. So that's your turn. Anything else?
Let me just see what bonus actions I have. Oh, I could make a spiritual weapon and attack with that too.
You could.
I'm going to.
Well, let's do it. So I think what I used last time was this little fireball thing. I need to make a proper one though. But we'll say that's it for now. That's the spiritual
Okay,
weapon.
I would put it right off my shoulder
Okay.
again, so that Sequential can
Yep.
move up if he needs to.
Sure. So go ahead and roll your spiritual weapon attack.
I got an 18.
18 hits.
And I did 7 points of damage.
Okay. It's definitely looking a lot less together than it was to start. Okay. Carolina. This thing just tried to clobber you.
Yeah, and I don't like that very much. But I know if I move away, it's going to be able to take a shot at me.
Actually, it
so-
used its reaction already against Nedry.
Against Nedry.
Okay. Then in that case, so I can hit it and then move, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna try my rapier.
All right.
No, get off of there. Okay. And nope, that's the wrong thing. My bad. There we go. And yeah, I think that's only a 9. Yeah, I don't like that.
A 9
Which
is...
one- I don't know which one it is.
Okay.
But I think either way. Yeah, so the first one I accidentally clicked the damage one first, so
Okay.
this is why I just roll my regular dice.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I just
Yeah.
realized. Yeah, so the...
Yeah,
the
no,
9
that was
is
only
to
a
attack.
9.
Yeah.
But so
yeah, so 9 misses, unfortunately.
Yes, I'm gonna. Where am I going? I'm gonna go back to here. I think
All
to
right.
the doorway.
All right.
I would stay out of the doorway in case we make this thing run away again. It's got some place to go.
Up to you.
Seems dependent on the junk in the room, but
Yeah, I think it's pretty focused on us. I don't think it's, but
Yeah, but I'm going to try turning it.
yeah, kind of my first instinct was to go here anyway. But yeah, I'll do that.
If you try to turn it while we're fighting it, isn't it just immediately gonna?
It's going to move away from us, but that gives us a moment to heal. I was going to time it to, like, if somebody got hurt, then I would turn it, which would give us a round or two to heal. And then all we have to do is attack it and it'll come right back at us.
All right.
I think we got it on the ropes.
So
I'm gonna stand
but I
behind the big
wanted
one
to
just
have
in
that
case.
All right. Okay, so Sequential, your turn.
All right, they will send another I-beam. Another Frostbite I-beam. Constitution 13.
right.
Save.
A 6.
Ow. Yay. So 5 points of ice and disadvantage on the next attack. And the little frog belches. It's belches force.
I like imagining it's just like this, the shockwave, the sonic
Yeah.
shockwave of this belch.
Like you see the air just. So it's like Hypnotoad.
Right. So what is the the pattern of that? Is it a cone or?
This is a beam.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So is it?
Ranged spell attack +3 is 18 to hit.
It hits.
Yay. 2d8 damage, 12 points of damage,
Ooh.
and pushed back 5 feet.
Well, it can't do that, but yeah, it's looking pretty rickety.
That worked.
All right. End of your turn.
Yeah, don't feel the need to move.
All right. So you see it sort of like hug into itself a little bit and then sort of shudder. And you see some sort of an arcane pop from like inside it. And this magical energy sort of explodes outward from it, but then sort of expands into the rest of its body. And it seems a little bit more sturdy. And it has just regenerated a few hit points. But that is its turn.
Constituted.
Yeah. You get the impression that it consumed something in its junk and used that energy to repower itself. All right. Trina, your turn.
So I'm going to make sure that everybody realizes that happened. And I'm going to swing at
Hey,
it.
it did a thing. It did a thing. Did you see it do the thing?
Uh-oh, y'all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Is on.
That's a 13 to hit.
13 misses, unfortunately.
Just so raged. Pointlessly.
Yeah.
Futilely.
So here's the thing. Because wait.
Oh, shoot. The Spectral Guardian.
But you didn't actually hit it yet.
I thought I did hit it.
Did
Didn't
you?
I hit it earlier?
You missed with the.
and did like 7 points of damage?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no, and you're right. That should
And I
have
forgot
happened,
about the
so
Spectral Guardian.
That's all right.
thing.
Yeah, that's okay. I did too. So, but in this case, it wouldn't have directly mattered because it regenerated instead of attacking this turn. But yeah. I think that lasts until the end of your turn, and this turn you missed, so it wouldn't be active this turn. But okay, great. So Nedry, your turn.
Once again, going to trace this sort of circular pattern with outgoing rays, and in the center this time, draw. I think drawing a little flame, and I will cast Chromatic Orb with fire.
Nice.
But that's 11 to hit.
11 misses, unfortunately. So
Dagnabbit.
does this spell say anything like, does the chromatic orb like set things on fire? I will say for flavor
No.
that it does. That there is
Okay.
one of the crates that was just dry and shattered on the floor next to it begins to smolder and burn a little bit. Like it's not a roaring fire yet, but it's looks like it could get bigger. All right. Anything else?
Sorry, I missed. That's it.
All right, Zinhorn.
I will attack again with my mace.
Zin, 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 zin.
And I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
25.
Okay, so you double your damage dice for the crit.
Okay, so that it's 1d6 plus 3, so that'd be 2d6 plus 3, right?
Correct.
That's a total of 13.
All right. 13 is a lot.
Solid.
It does not have much gas left in the tank. It does not have much junk left in its trunk.
Alright, and I have a bonus action,
You sure do.
and I rolled a dirty 21.
All right.
So that will hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to do 1d8 plus 2. And that did 3 points of damage.
Okay, it is not down yet, but it is very weak. All right. Carolina, your turn.
All right. There's not a ton that I can't do without getting up in its face. So, Carolina kind of musters all her courage, kind of steps around Trina and stabs at it again with the rapier.
All right.
Let's see, I'm going to roll my own dice this time. That is much better. That is a 19.
That will hit.
And only for 5 points of damage.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have a suggestion if you can't think of one, but
yeah,
it's up to
go
you.
ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
You go to stab it through where the heart theoretically would be with your rapier, and you find that your rapier hits something which looks like a book. And as you thrust, you find that you've pushed the book out of the back of this thing, and as soon as the book is pushed through it, it just collapses into junk. And you see that there is this book now laying on the floor amongst the other junk, and there's a couple other things too, but as we here, let me ease down our battle music, and let's do, gosh, I didn't prepare my proper Exploring a Spooky Mansion music. Let's see how. Yeah, this will work. So you find that as this thing sort of collapses and the energy that was holding it together sort of shudders and like skitters around the room in different pieces, almost like little bits of electricity short-circuiting around the different bits of junk. There is a strange sort of resonant hum in the air, and then you see out of all of, like, coming from all corners of the room, there's some kind of a light that rises up and then becomes just this strange little mote of kind of it's a little bit like this spiritual weapon token that I've got. It's this little sort of spectral blue orb that's just hanging in the middle of the room.
I want to approach it.
Okay.
Hello?
There's no response to your greeting.
Kind of
It's just
look
kinda
at
bobbing there.
Zinhorn. Is this something you know about?
You can make a religion check, Zinhorn.
It's very ghosty looking.
I don't have religion.
I do.
Oh, well, if Nedry has religion, you can make a religion
Yeah,
check. I should say, anyone who has religion
Yeah, I was just
can
saying,
make a religion check.
wow, I've got a +5 in religion.
I was
Yeah.
thinking training in religion as opposed to just the whatever your normal modifier. But
Well, even trained in religion, he only has an 8 total.
okay.
But he'll
Well,
approach and watch.
yeah,
the
so
thing.
I don't think you understand what this is that you're looking at here in the room. It's kind of just it is strange. It is hard to ignore here in the room. It lights up the room with this sort of eerie blue glow, and it's kind of just bobbing in the air there.
Nedry
Can I
whips out his
touch it?
book and starts taking notes.
Can
I
you
rolled
touch
an
it?
11.
Do you try to touch it?
Yeah,
The
I
11
wanna,
is
like
wouldn't tell you.
reach
to do.
out with the finger, just kind of like see what it does.
It chimes almost like a bell, but then as these vibrations of this sound emerge, you realize that all around the room that you're in, and even into the room to the south, you are suddenly seeing like a spectral overlay of the room where nothing is smashed, everything is back to, fully restored. And in fact, there is, a door with kind of a like security window in it here in the doorway. Through it, you see the next room down there, and there is at both doors, the one in your room and the one at the other door in the room to your south, there are spectral figures that are looking concerned. The one in your room calls out in this kind of whispery, echoey, hard to hear voice, calling out to the other figure, "What is it? Can you see?" And then as you're watching through this, like, because the security door is there, but you see through it, it's not tangible, but you see the door to your south here, this big heavy security door that had been smashed in, you see it get smashed in, and the person who had been standing there right by it is just instantly ragdolls to the floor, immediately, probably dead, you would guess. And into the room just pours this writhing storm of shadow. Like, you feel like if you could squint, maybe there's a hint of a humanoid form in it, but otherwise it's just this writhing mass of shadowy tendrils. And it immediately rushes around the room, like doing this quick perimeter, and then up to this other security door here, pounds it once and it dents, pounds it a second time and it's blasted into the room. The figure that was in the room that you were managed to avoid being hit by the door when it's opened, but the next attack hits and he sinks to the floor. This strange mass of shadow immediately goes to all the crates and begins smashing them all open, throwing things across the room. You would guess it seems to be looking for something and not finding it based on the way that it systematically is going through every container. And then you hear the sounds of more sort of spectral shouting from out further into the basement. Shouts like, "I think it went this way. Come on, we need reinforcements." And then the figure, this massive shadow, seems to sort of perk up like it hears that and then rushes back out of the room in that direction. And then the strange spectral light sort of just back into the little mote of light, and then that just fades away.
Oh, the moat fades away?
Yeah.
Ah, I was hoping we might be able to capture it. Its ability is fascinating if we could study it. But it's gone now.
I think it was like an echo or a memory. Wow.
Is
Did
that
all of
something
them
that
see
happens a lot in this realm? In
Yeah,
this
everybody saw it.
dimension?
Yeah.
Nothing like I've ever seen. Though I haven't seen a lot of deaths, I guess. That's a death.
If it truly was a memory, we might be able to capture it then. Not for long, but maybe for a longer time.
In the detritus of that monster, you said there was a book?
Yes, there's a book and some other stuff. So first of all, the book probably attracted the most attention given its prominence when you defeated this creature. This book is a thick tome with a silver lock binding it closed, and there's no title on the cover. But it is, it's what I'm. If you imagine what you imagine when I say thick tome, yes, that's it. It's a thick tome. There is also a strange, bulky wood and metal backpack with what looks like a collapsible lightning rod sticking out of the top. This is as you're sort of digging through. And this is stuff that I'm mentioning that isn't just like bits of crates and stuff.
I think Sequential should look at that backpack.
Well, and then the last thing that you find is a strange contraption that looks like a small box connected to various metal struts and leather straps that look as though they are designed to wrap around a person's arms and legs.
What is all this stuff? I mean, the book it's obviously a book.
Well, not necessarily. Some books are actually a lot more fascinating than that. They could be people, or they could be traps, or they could be magic in and of themselves. I
So
don't know
as
which
soon
one
as
this is.
Nedry says traps, Carolina had been like reaching for it and immediately like just like, you should check that out. You like books,
Was
right?
anyone
Of course.
Was anyone able to hear the helicopter?
So
No.
what?
You mean in real life? No.
In real life, there
No.
was a
No.
helicopter that went over my house twice.
Oh no.
Did not hear
Okay.
it. But yes, so you see the stuff, and Carolina drops it and backs away, or
Do I still
Yeah,
have protection?
hadn't quite picked it up. Yeah, just immediately when he said traps, like, yeah, I'm not gonna. Go ahead.
How long does protection from good and evil last?
10 minutes.
Oh, so I should be able to pick it up and be protected from good and evil, right? In
How
theory.
many hit points are you down trying to?
12.
All right.
But yeah, gonna pick up the book and see if there's anything to it. Is there anything, nothing harmful happens, or
no,
do I take-
nothing happens to you. The book is, I mean, I think not for you. It's not heavy, but it's a big book. It's not like the big, 20-pound gigantic thing, but it's a solid book. And as mentioned before, it has a silver lock that holds it closed.
Okay.
Trying to get 9 hit points back.
Oh, thank you. Does
It'll take me a
anybody-
few minutes, but I can cast a spell to see if these things are made of magic, or if there's any other magic around.
I think that's worthwhile. I think we should take them either way, but
Or
for
try.
further analysis.
Yeah, we'll see if we can take them. They might just return here. But
Mm,
definitely
true.
worth a try. I don't mind holding on to it.
You found, like with the candles and stuff before, what you've kind of gotten the impression is that whatever the force is that tries to put stuff back is not terribly strong. Like if you're not holding something very carefully, or if you just kind of move it across the room, it seems like it's strong enough to like scoot it across the floor, or maybe yank it out of your hand if you're not paying attention. But like if you've got it solidly, or you put it inside something, it doesn't seem strong enough to take it away from you.
Okay.
Although I kind of want to see Nedry flying across the room, riding the book as it goes back.
Well,
He's kind
and
of small.
I mean, anybody that wants the book can have the book. I'm just offering to carry it until we have a way to open it, or whatever you want to do with it.
Take a look at it. And these other two things as well.
Kind of thinking I might
Well-
pick up the backpack, see what that's about, see if I can, like, just look at it and see if I can figure out just from looking at it what it might do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was reading something. Please repeat what you were just saying. I'm sorry.
Picking up the backpack with the
Oh.
lightning rod in it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see what I can discern about it just from like,
All right. You want to make an Arcana check?
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
I'll assist.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 plus
Oh.
1.
So
Nice.
an Arcana check is not the identify spell, so you don't
Right.
know exactly what it does. But it seems clear that what it's intended to do is that you wear it as a backpack, and there's a way to activate it, and it's going to use that antenna to project some sort of a field around you. That you get the impression that it's designed to do like one burst rather than a sustained thing. but that it's designed to transmit some kind of magic to a relatively small area around you, and to kind of just do that once.
Mhm.
So it's
Well,
like a
that
signal
sounds-
booster.
So it sounds more like it would create a field around me. So like when something hits it, it would like.
Interesting.
Yeah, you do
Sure.
have the vague sense that it some of just like the symbology on it looks like it might be protective in nature, but you can't really tell more from without doing like an identify or just um yeah yeah.
Cool.
Sounds
I'd
a
like
lot
to
like
examine
abjuration
the-
magic.
Hmm. Like to examine the device with the straps.
Sure. Once you kind of unfold it, it's all the more clear that it's designed for like a humanoid shape, as in 2 arms and 2 legs, and it's got adjustable straps so that it could be fit to different sized persons. But it looks like kind of like it's almost like an exoskeleton in the sense that it's just struts. It doesn't go like encompass everything. It wouldn't really work very well as armor, but the box it does seem like it's designed to, have a strut along your upper arm and your forearm, and then along your legs and on your back and everything. So it's just kind of like mirrors your posture. And then there's also on that something that's clearly like, and you press this button when you want it to do the thing, whatever that thing might be.
Ooh, it doesn't have extra struts for wings. Maybe it can help me fly.
I mean, technically,
Welcome
if
to
it can help
strap it
anybody
on.
fly,
I'm fascinated to see what happens.
I think maybe we want to wait until we're done inside this mansion.
And given time, I can tell you what it does. I just
Okay.
can't do it right away.
Well,
If it's magic in nature, if it's mechanical, like what sequential builds, I don't really understand that stuff.
I think we should wait until we've made some more progress clearing out our new mansion.
I'm gonna put on the backpack.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you definitely like it's got a little control that's obviously like, similar to the other things, like the weird sort of exoskeleton struts. It's got to push this button to do the thing. Control on it.
All right. I think Shorashana would approve of my what is it? Experimentation? Pretty sure I know what this does. I think. So.
Let's hope
One
it
way
still
to
works.
find out.
You want to hold on to this other device, Zen? You want me to hold on to it?
Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
Okay. So just for records, I would say that Carolina, you can record your thing as a rally beacon. And Zinhorn, you can call your thing an external skeleton. I would advise in the meta as DM to not draw too many conclusions based on the name, because it might not still be what you would think.
Okay. Yeah, it could just rip your skeleton out and make it external. That would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mostly just gave you those names because that's what I have it as in my notes, and so that way I won't lose track of what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right. So, that you seem to have found the only junk of interest in this room so far as the book and the backpack and the exoskeleton.
And otherwise, it just looks like a storeroom, and did in the
Well-
past division too, right?
Yeah, a storeroom, but a storeroom with a very sturdy, like heavy door and guard.
Yeah, this was like a safe room or like a safe deposit box kind of place.
Or a safe.
Mhm.
It might be worth digging around a little bit. Although, whatever the thing was looking for, it didn't find it here. I wonder what it was looking for.
Hmm.
Well, that is a question.
If it's still somehow associated with Alistair and Isolde, it was probably a creature that they summoned. I don't know what kind of creature. It would take a lot of research to find that out, but
Well,
Well, yeah. Do we want to carry this stuff and explore some more and
I mean,
can
we
Yeah.
still,
do
yeah,
some magical investigations with it when we rest next?
yeah.
That seems like a good idea.
although I wonder
Yeah.
what the creature in here was. I mean, was it a built-in guardian? Or was it something that was created later?
Hmm.
And that moat seemed like a memory, but not of the people in the scene, because they all died.
Maybe the moat was
Yeah,
part
it's
of
a
the
rage
spirit of
monster.
this place.
Yeah, it could have been.
there are stories of. I mean, just look at Sunya. I mean, there were so much happened in one building that it became sentient. It developed a spirit of its own. So I would think something really terrible happening here might have a similar effect, maybe.
Hmm.
It's always possible.
Super,
It's worth
super
trying to
violent, ultra
remember.
violent
It-
act.
It did seem to communicate with us after we destroyed the monster.
So maybe it was captured?
So, well, maybe it was just either unwilling or unable to communicate while the monsters were down
Hmm.
here. So maybe if there are more monsters in here and we get rid of them, it will communicate with us more.
Kind of like dispelling the darkness, sort of,
Yeah, push
to
back
see
the
what's
darkness.
underneath. Did we look in
Who else
all of
came
the
in
rooms down here? Was there anything
I
we
think
missed?
so.
Yeah, I mean, you explored all of the rooms in the basement. You didn't go down the well, obviously, but
No pole.
yeah, the no
I'm
pole.
okay with that.
Yeah,
Yep.
but yes, you checked all of the
Nope.
rooms.
Well, I guess
Did you say Trina picked the book up?
Mm-hmm.
Does somebody have it? Cool.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
holding it until someone else wants it.
Cool, cool.
It's a little heavy, and I already have one heavy book to carry.
Indeed.
If you don't mind, Trina, I may ask to see it. I hope I get a chance to.
My pleasure.
Thanks. You did really well.
I missed a bunch. Gotta keep practicing.
I think everybody did really well. I mean, it's quite the teamwork.
Indeed.
where to next?
You know what they say, teamwork makes the term work. Or maybe that's just academics.
I think we head upstairs.
Well, there's stairs at this end of the house and stairs at the other end of the house.
Right, and then
Do
of
we
course
have-
the stairs
is it-
to outside that you entered from.
Mm-hmm. I mean, these ones are close.
Yep.
I like close.
Got stairs right here.
Yep. Don't forget
there
to
a
move your
door?
token, Viv. You can move around and follow your
So
friends.
spoiled.
Left you behind.
And then I'm trying to move it on the Zoom screen, y'all. Thought I would share my journey with you.
Don't worry. Like I've been doing this for a while, but that's definitely a learning curve. All right, so you guys are going up through those stairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let me get you to the first floor here on the you know, on this map, you know, the new map, the place that you go when you go up the stairs. Bloop, bloop, and then put your tokens over there instead of. Let me know if you can't move these tokens, because I set this up a little bit differently before we moved and changed everything. Where are you able to move those tokens?
They got to be moved to the
Autonomous.
other map.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I don't see the
No,
other map.
Oh, it is the same app.
No, that's
Yeah.
me.
Church is like, here I go.
I switched screens, but I switched
Now,
screens. But I
not
didn't.
so much.
No.
Okay.
Can't move now.
Okay,
Nope.
well, so let me delete those
Trapped.
tokens.
We're all frozen.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right, you should be able to.
gave me motion just to take it away.
Yes, that's exactly my plan all along.
Toying with your motions.
Yeah. You should be able to move these. Yes.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Interesting.
No.
Okay, hang on. I'll do it. Okay.
Bardic inspiration.
All right.
I can
so-
move mine.
Ooh.
Well, no, I
Yes,
just fixed
inspired.
it. I just fixed it. So yeah. Hang on. So I'm going to. I'm going to do a couple of things where I will take a moment to do this, but then I won't have to repeat this process every time. I thought that I had done this already, but apparently not.
So sequential. Where did the frog
Yeah.
come from?
I was sort of tinkering with it last night. I had this idea of how to kind of store a bit of that force energy. I think it'll it's already winding down, but so temporary.
My dad used to
Very
make a whole bunch
effective.
of little things like that when I was younger. They were pretty good, but he always got angry because I took them apart to try to figure out how they worked, and I could never get them back together again.
That's the trick, huh?
But why a frog?
I don't know. It just kind of as it had no form whatsoever. You saw the other cannon was that orb, and it was that beamy robot. So I was just really mimicking that, and I started to make just a smaller version of it. And as I was kind of hammering it together, I kind of hit this, and it had this kind of lumpy, and it looked like kind of like a frog throat. And I don't know, seemed fun.
Fun. Yeah. You're weird. I like it.
So can you all confirm that you can all move your
Yes.
tokens?
Yay!
Yes, indeed.
All right.
You
so,
did it.
What you have emerged into is a room that looks like it was used as a pantry or general storage. There's stairway descending into the basement, obviously, that you just came up. There is a door to the outside, or I guess you don't know that it's to the outside, but I'll tell you that it is. And then a door on the other side here.
Here's a bad joke. I look around for Chanticleer. Is he here? It is his storage, after all. General storage.
Oh, so it wasn't just Alaric that had puns.
No, that's totally me. That's totally me.
Got it.
Yeah. So, like,
So
you
does
can
this-
see on this map that door would be outside, but you guys probably wouldn't know that from in the room.
Definitely checking the door.
So that door looks as though, like, you go to, like, open it. You do open it. You do see that it goes to outside. There's sort of a little stone patio there. What you also see is that this door had boards nailed over it, but clearly, like, the nails were loose in the holes because the door just opens and you can just see that it's got, like, the boards swinging away where they were just no longer embedded in the frame around it. But so you can see that out on this porch, there's the shape of the house around there. There's a slight separate square building that has some stone chimneys coming out of it, just a one-floor building, right here. And then there's also a small shed building over here.
Didn't we go into that building?
No,
No.
it's a
Oh,
different
okay.
one.
Oh, okay.
You are
there
over
you
in the
Oh,
east wing
Gotcha.
of the house now. Where you went in was like the central portion.
When we came down into the basement,
Mm-hmm.
you described us as kind of passing through something that seemed to get darker. Does that still seem to appear at the door threshold?
Well, so it's hard to compare because you're coming from inside and looking outside. It's clearly brighter outside than it was inside, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean it's hard to tell. It's not
Sure.
obviously darker.
Okay. And this room, does it look like it's been tossed and turned?
Not well. So it looks like it's been searched through, but not like the room you just came from where everything was like smashed to pieces. It looks more like someone at some point came through and took whatever they thought was valuable, but not in a destructive way.
clearly
So
not
whatever-
secure.
Whatever that thing was looking for, it had a sense of where to look. It didn't just smash this room, for example.
So this door down here, like where Trina's standing, does it appear to be like boarded up or
No, it's just
locked or anything?
not on this side. It's just closed.
Well, it's not a
Seems-
sturdy door like the ones downstairs that were in those vault areas. So that implies that there's maybe nothing in here really worth like really protecting like there was downstairs.
Yeah.
But that means the creature's kind of intelligent if it knows that there's something behind a bigger door, but not something behind a smaller door. Interesting. I wonder what it was. I wonder if we can get one.
Trina's going to try and open the door.
Sure, it opens easily. I mean, it creaks like an old creepy house. Just, but there's no like resistance or lock or anything. And you see that there is a wood-paneled hallway exposed. There is another door off to your right. Here, there's an open doorway kind of ahead of you and just to the side, through which I think you can probably see a little bit that there seems to be a spiral staircase going up over there, and then obviously like the hallway continues more to the east as well.
So as the door creaks, like Carolina just like reflexively grabs onto Trina's arm because it's creepy.
Well, if you want to keep holding on, you're going to have to come through the door with me. Because I'm peeping.
Yep.
Yeah. So as you emerge into the hallway, you obviously see a bit more of the hallway here. There's a few doors. There's I have to just keep switching tools to do my ping. There's a door here, a door here, a door here, a door here, and then the hallway continues off that direction as well. And of course, the door here that I mentioned already.
So we
Yeah,
have
actually,
multiple doors. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch what's going on screen and move my token at the same time. I'm not smart enough for all of this. Trying to move further into the room.
And to be a good person.
Always.
One note that's something that I've tried in the past with this sort of a setup is that you can have the Zoom meeting up set to this screen, but then put your Roll20 window like over the top of it, but with part of the like the thumbnail where everyone, well, all of us are, above it. So like you still see that, but then you can cover the rest of the Zoom screen with the Roll20.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
Technical tips for streaming actual play.
In this hallway, is there signs of a struggle or anything at all in here?
Not
Just an empty
really.
hallway?
Like these runners are clearly kind of old and like moth-eaten and kind of worn and everything, but you don't see like the blood stains or destruction in this area that you saw in some of the other places.
Is it just dusty then?
Yeah.
Any sign
mean,
that anybody's traveled through the dusk?
You can make an investigation check if you like.
I feel like Nedry would be looking around and sort of just staring down into the dust, kneeling down a little bit, putting his finger through it, seeing how thick it is,
Sure,
maybe tasting
sure.
it. That's an 18.
So you guess that over a long period of time, there have been many people who have come through. So you can see the places like over in the corners where no one would really step, where you think it might well be 85 years worth of dust, right? But there are clearly places where there's less. However, there doesn't seem to be anywhere that would have been passed through recently, like anywhere in the last couple of weeks.
There's probably no one squatting here, so we're probably okay. But maybe just be careful. Safety first.
Just random.
I'm thinking with the undead in the basement that we're not going to find anyone alive in here. But
So I hate monsters, but not people.
I mean, it could be like rats. You might find them in the basement, not everywhere else.
So where was the big tower? That was in the western portion of the house?
Correct. The other wing, not the one you're in. Were you trying to say something, Viv? Seemed like you were maybe muted, but
No.
never mind. All right.
So, is there anything that's been exposed because of where we've moved to?
No, not really, because so there you are at a closed door, Zinhorn. So you could open that door and see what's in there,
Okay.
but otherwise, like there. So some of on the map, a lot of these doorways don't always show. Oh, there is a doorway on the opposite side of that hallway too, Zinhorn. So on both sides of that bit.
So how many doorways are there in the little hallway that we're in right now? Because it seems
One,
like
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the hallway continues to the north up there.
so. I feel like we need a plan because we could just
Yeah.
like.
I mean, this
really,
is an enormous mansion. You saw from outside. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we want to canvas? Do we want to go straight up and work our way down, floor by floor? Do we want to work our way up, floor by floor? That's the way I vote because we just cleared the floor below us. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
we could either be methodical or we could be chaotic, which could take twice as long.
I like methodical.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
let's
That's
just
my
stick
preference.
with one door at a time, because every time we go into a room, it seems like something happens. So
mhm.
just one
I
door.
think we should stay together one door at
Yeah.
a time. Yes.
This one door to the south and then left. This one here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do that one next.
All right.
Sure.
Sure,
It's as
yeah.
good as any.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no markings on the doors, so
Well, I'm happy to open it if y'all want to gather around, because you don't want to have to come running if something attacks me.
although if we're right there and everything explodes, we'll all be caught in a blast. I'll be over here.
I'll be right behind so that any blast I absorb.
I'm pretty well reinforced.
Okay. Christiana, I'm going to open the door.
All right. You all crumble into dust. No. I'm
Roll new character.
You fell
I'll
for
need
my
3
clever
weeks.
trap of trying to open that one door. Yeah. So what you see in there is a small bedchamber that is humbly furnished. And you would guess that it is perhaps like a servant's quarters or a bedchamber for someone who doesn't get all of the fancy accoutrement that this fancy bedroom would be normally. You get the impression other parts of the mansion are nicer than this. This is like the servant quarters area.
Ooh, they get windows though. It's got to be pretty, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, they're all shuttered right now, but like they're boarded up on this level. But yes, there
That makes
are
sense.
lots of windows. It would probably be nice when it's, you imagine a sunny day. They get to see out onto the south grounds.
Are there any like I don't know, like a chest of drawers or a desk or anything with like drawers to open and
Sure.
poke through?
There is a dresser that's like an armoire that's kind of laying open, empty. Um, there's a like an end table that's got its drawers pulled out, so but they're empty as well.
Does it
Um,
look like someone moved out or was it just rummaged?
Looks rummaged.
I want to lift up whatever is left of a mattress on the bed just to see if anybody left anything, because people do that.
Sure.
Secrets.
Monster under the bed.
You don't
Now we turn to dust.
you don't see anything under the mattress, but when you shift the mattress, you see the pillow that's like this rotten, mildewed pillow that's on the end of the bed. You see it slide off the bed, and the there's looks like a small note under the pillow.
Ooh, I'm gonna pick that up.
Sequential, I just noticed that you got the little wrench there, which presumably is
I was thinking
meant
that means
be
the
your
turret's
turret.
up.
No, I think that's an excellent way to indicate it. I think that's great. That's why I mentioned it.
I
Okay,
love it.
so do you read the note?
Yes.
The note says, Galatar, I saw what that beast did to you last night. I am certain that if Lord Chanticleer knew that his pet assassin was treating servants that way, he would step in. I can understand that you wouldn't want to go yourself, but I am a witness and I will go with you if you want to say something to Mr. Thorson.
Will that be available as a handout?
I can make it. Yeah, I don't have it like ready as a handout, but I can here actually I can make it one. Let's see. I can just copy and paste into a handout.
I will pass the note to Nedry since he seems to be collecting them.
Intrigue.
Yeah.
Okay. This is note found in servant bedchambers. And you'll have it in a moment. Okay, I think you should all have it in your journals now in Roll20.
Cool.
Okay.
That's pretty easy. read that.
Ooh. That's spiffy.
Yeah. So
Pet assassin. Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Those are
Try the
two
next
words
reel.
you definitely don't want to see next to each other. I agree.
all right. So you open the door to the next one over, and it is a very similar bedchamber in structure, although it looks like one of the beds in here has been kind of like broken apart. And this one likewise ransacked.
I'll probably do like the same thing that I did before and see if there's any like hidden bits.
So
Like,
as a matter of expediency, like I want you to be in the mood for searching stuff, but perhaps when I know that a room doesn't have anything particularly notable, I can just say, you check out this room and it appears to be this, and you don't find anything else of interest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
Yeah,
Dig.
it's big news.
Now, I want to emphasize though, I don't want you to automatically assume that if I don't say that, that means there must be something, right?
Right.
Isn't it a key phrase? There must be something.
But occasionally there are going to be rooms where it's just like, no, I don't want you to waste half an hour trying to
Yeah.
see. If
And the
there's a hollowed out
characters are
bedpost.
examining things
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the environment.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the assumption will be in some cases that you might search around and just not find anything, and we kind of brush past that rather than showing every moment.
So, are we
Cool.
seeing any blood stains or anything like that, like we saw all over the basement?
No.
It looks just like a clean residence, other than all the
Well,
mess.
I would not say clean.
Sure, but 85
but
years of dust and stuff.
it-
But we're not
it
seeing
looks
evidence
like-
of violence.
robbed, ransacked, valuables taken if there were any, but not the same indications of violence that you saw in the basement.
Okay.
Not here, anyway.
Yeah. So where do we want to go next?
All right. Well, let me reveal a bit more of this hallway as you're getting closer over there. And there's, as I mentioned, doors.
Isn't there a
here.
little doorway right
Right
here
here.
next to
Yeah.
Nedry?
Yeah. So I'm kind of making little notches where there's.
Yeah,
Doors.
definitely. I say we just go check that now since we're here.
Hmm?
Oh, wait. Yeah, let's just check that door now.
Right. Is another small servant's bed chambers, very similar to the ones that you have already examined.
Or
And you find that this one down here in the corner is also the same.
the same as in nothing interesting?
Yeah, as in it's a small, sort of austere, humbly furnished bedchamber where all objects of interest seem to have been removed long ago.
Cool.
Okay. What about the doorway that I'm
On.
in front of?
All right. You open that door, and you find that it is the furniture mostly piled in the corner of this room suggests that it once was a servant's dining room. There are tables and chairs laying in a shambles.
Thing of interest?
I mean, so it's this quandary, right? Because I don't want
Right.
to just make you assume that there must be something there. I think it's mostly just that, like, sometimes
Oops,
there's
must
5
be.
rooms that are the same, and I don't have a unique thing for every single one of them. So,
Right.
you know, but yeah, in this room does appear to mostly just be tables and chairs in here that are all kind of, some of them broken, but most of them just piled up. But there doesn't really seem to be much else in the room.
Okay.
Cool. Onward.
Let's move north.
Okay. There are 2 different doors there, but they both open into the same room. This communal washroom has changing benches, steel tubs, and some rudimentary interior plumbing, little more than spigots leading to some underground cistern. There are like little half shutters on the inside of the windows here that can be opened or closed. There is a door to the outside right here in the lower left corner. But other than that, like there's the tubs and benches and so on in here, but not much else to search through.
I'm gonna check the door and make sure it feels secure. Does it feel sturdy, like locked well, or?
I mean, you could try to open it if you want.
I don't really want to open it if it's the door to the outside. I just want to make sure that nobody else can really open it easily either.
Okay, I mean,
I think we're kind of also assessing the security. Like the other one was like
Yeah.
clearly people go in and
right.
out of it.
This one, like when you try to open it, it feels like the way that it was boarded up might still be intact. Like it,
Okay.
like you suspect you could smash it open if you wanted, but it is more secure than the other one was.
So I am going to express
Cool.
to them that I feel pretty vulnerable because we've got all these different directions that harm can come at us. And if we're going to end up spending any amount of time here, we should at least secure the doors to be sure nothing comes from outside at us. Is it weird that I'm more frightened of stuff coming from outside than inside based on what we've seen so far? I guess that's a little weird.
Yes, it's a little
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not so sure. I think it's actually a really valid problem. I mean, after all, the building itself is under a sort of protection, or was, which means there are people who are interested in anything that might be happening with this building.
Yeah.
We didn't see anybody actually watching us, but somebody could be. So there could actually be people coming from outside. Maybe they're staying away because they have some idea what's inside,
Mhm.
but there could be some danger from out there.
Well, but we have the deed to the place, so anybody that comes asking, we can just tell them. And if they're not asking, they're not friendly. And
Exactly.
Yep.
Coming from outside.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I could reinforce that door while we're here.
but what if we need to get
Combination
out
of
really
my
fast?
craftiness, and he's has the mending cantrip too. So
Yeah. What if we need to get out really fast?
There's lots of windows.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm going to check some of these like half windows to see
Okay.
if we can get out.
I mean, so all of the windows are, like boarded up from the outside,
outside?
on
Okay.
the first
Yeah.
level. You saw that when you were outside. You saw that someone had gone through and done that for all the windows on the first level. You suspect again that a lot of those are not like, it wouldn't really take much. It's more of a statement than an actual security measure, if you
A
follow
visual
me.
barrier.
Like if someone wanted to get in, they could get in, but it would be an issue of like, it's a little bit like saying, no, you're not allowed in here, go away, and that dissuades a lot of people.
Sure.
Yeah, it keeps the tourists out.
Yeah.
It also makes it so it's a noisy entry when they do come in. But
Yep.
let's just move on through this and we'll worry about that another day.
The good news is it doesn't look like anybody's broken in here for quite some time.
Yeah.
So most people probably know it's not that worth it.
So do we find anything of note, Christiana?
Yeah. I mean, you're also in the servant wing where it's not as nice as the rest of it.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but
He
yeah,
cursed
you
it a
get,
little bit by putting something nice in the very first room we went to in here.
And
Well,
now
you
we're like,
guys are-
every room
well,
is
I mean-
Christmas.
yeah, like, well, yeah. I should have
Okay,
saved
so-
it. Now that I know that you're going to just systematically do every room, I guess I'll hold on to those a little bit more.
move along, move along.
You know, this
So
place has a
then-
lot of space in it. I don't know if we're ever actually going to own it or if Lord Relent wants to keep it, but you could put a pretty decent sized school of a normal kind in here. By normal, I mean magical.
So this is a door. There's a doorway over here, correct, Christiana?
Yes. So when you open that one, which I assume you do,
Yes, ma'am.
you see that it opens into a hallway where the floors out there are marble, much nicer. There's doorways here and here. At the far end, you see that there's sort of a doorway threshold, but there's no door in it. And it leads into what looks like the big entrance hall.
Okay. So I want to check out this first door,
Yeah. So
please.
you may, and then so this is a room that you suspect might have been like a servant ready room, like where servants hang out when they might be called upon to, to come help with something, but otherwise can be out of sight when not needed. So this particular room has another door that goes to the outside, like so you could go straight through to the outside from here if you wanted. Otherwise, it's empty.
Okay. So the next room next to it.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and reveal that you've got a couple more that are similar, but the first one was the only one that had the door to the outside.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I meant to check that door too. That door feels locked or like wide open?
Yeah, that one also feels a bit more like it doesn't just open easily.
Okay.
All right, so now that you're heading into where you're going to see the big, open entry. Let me. It's going to take me a little bit longer to.
Big fire-breathing
Reveal all that.
Tyrannosaurus.
Sort of.
Favorite kind.
So, you notice as you enter. Hold on. As you enter, this enormous entrance hall is a disaster. The elaborate chandelier lays smashed on the floor. Furniture is overturned and rugs torn and disintegrating. There are also scuff marks, scorch marks, and a few places where you suspect there might be some blood stains. They're not quite as dramatic as the ones you saw downstairs, but there's some. You suspect that it might just be the difference of someone being injured but not laying down and bleeding out right here on the floor. There's a pair of staircases that lead upward to the second floor. And as you look upward, you see a big open space with second floor balconies, and further up, there's an ornate glass dome. You can see here from this side, this is where so right here is where the front doors would be, the front entrance. And you recall that when you were outside the front entrance that those doors were boarded up. And you can see here that although the doors are physically in place, they were smashed off their hinges and then just propped back up in place to be boarded up. And you see another one of those strange light motes hanging in the air near the
You said
chandelier.
Ooh.
You said there is blood on the ground?
Yeah, but it's smaller bits where, like, you suspect it might have just been like an injury as opposed to someone died there.
Gotcha. Well,
Who wants to touch this one? It should be safe.
Okay, I'll touch it. I'll push the button.
Okay. So as you touch it, like before, it sort of resonates and expands out. And once again, you're seeing this spectral overlay where everything is perfect. The chandelier is back up where it belongs. The doors are not smashed. And you see a couple of figures who you suppose might be servants. They're kind of approaching the hallway from about where you are, and one of them actually comes right through you, Carolina, and you're just like, you don't really feel anything, but I imagine it's disconcerting nonetheless.
Oh yeah, shivering. Oh, I don't like it.
And you see that they are approaching the front doors with an air of sort of curiosity and caution, because you're hearing from the front doors, bam, 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 bam. And some of the servants are talking to each other, asking if they should contact Lord Chanticleer. But then the doors smash open, and once again you see this, this entity writhed in swirling shadows, and the servants flee back in the direction that you just came, and the thing pursues them. And once again, it flies right through Zinhorn and Trina. And you don't feel anything like physically, but you see the thing like rush at you and then just pass right through. And it seems to pursue the fleeing servants into the east wing from where you just came. And then it seems to collapse out and fade.
With because we were prepared this time with a better look, is it possible to try to identify or understand the nature of this creature?
Make a perception check.
4.
It's a writhing mass of shadows.
Okay.
It's hard to say. It's very, like, I can say definitively that you've never seen anything like it before.
How big is it, roughly? Like a human-sized or larger?
You would suspect that if there's like a central core to it, that it would be approximately human-sized. But these writhing shadows all around it extend several feet from it in all directions. But those seem less substantial, and there's something central to it that is approximately human-sized. A medium creature, you might say,
if one had to.
if one had to.
It came through the front doors. That's weird. This is a building full of windows. Now, there might have been magical protections against just sort of casually breaking through a window, but I'm almost wondering if it wanted to make a statement, or whoever sent it wanted to make a statement, as well as actually breaking in.
Well, I mean, when you're that strong, do you really have to sneak around?
You don't have to knock, though.
Well,
It may have just been trying to batter down the door.
yeah. It's like
But
the
it could have battered a
warm-up.
window. I think he might have been trying to make a statement.
I'm revealing a bit more of some of these other rooms that you would be able to see into because they're not, there's either no door at all or the door is open. So Zinhorn, looks like you're approaching that one.
Yep.
So when you look through that room, oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong part of my notes. Here we go. This room looks like it might have been a council meeting room or a conference room with fancy wooden chairs seated around a nice wooden table. You would guess that this wooden table would actually like it looks old and crappy now, but I think you suspect that like if someone with the right knowledge kind of gave it a little TLC, it could be really nice.
Okay. We have an asset.
Yeah, a great big conference room table. Who wants to carry that one?
Are there any like papers or I don't
No,
know, drawers of any kind to search through, poke around in? Anything in here?
nope.
Nope.
Just the table and chairs in that one.
No paintings.
No. So here's the question. In a couple of cases, I've been just sort of sharing things that I think would not necessarily be obvious to everyone. But if there's anyone who has any sort of familiarity with how big mansions are laid out or that sort of thing, I think Zinhorn might have some experience with some of it just on the basis of like, an orphanage, the way it's sort of laid out is not entirely dissimilar to some of this. Like it's probably not this nice, but it's got a lot of the same functions in the sense of people stay there. There are people who work there and the children, right? And they have different rooms. And then there's different function rooms and common areas and so on, right? But so like you would guess that like that room is like, this is a room where when people come by and you have to sit and have a meeting with someone in a nice place, but they're not coming all the way in, they're not a welcome guest, they're just a visitor for business, that would be a place that you would go, right?
Okay.
So up where Nedry is here, you have a library or a reading room of some kind, but it's in disarray. There's a central table overturned. There are many books that were swept off of shelves to lay piled on the floor. They have not been cared for, and most of them are rotten.
I start looking through the books, practically swimming through them.
Sure. Most of them are rotten, and you pick them up, and it's like it got wet at some point. You realize one of the windows in here is broken open, and so yeah, it's like, you pick it up and it's goop between leather covers, and that sort of thing. You suspect that some of the books might be okay, but there's enough of them that I'm not just going to give you a list. But I think the first couple that you see are, relatively banal, like, history of Pashan and that sort of thing. Common
looking at
flora and fauna of the Valen region.
Just looking at the spines mostly, and if there's any that are intact, he'll peck at those.
You find that pretty much all of the ones that you can read the titles of are pretty boring, and it might just be another situation where, to your dismay, all of the interesting ones were taken already a long time ago. If
It was a long
the
shot.
fancy ones were ever even in this one, because this is again this is a reading room of the people who are not welcomed further into the house might get to see these books.
Some people have no respect for knowledge.
True.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy. So, where to next, kids?
Place in the center.
Yeah. So if you look through there, there's doors, but they're like hanging open, It seems to be it's a small room with an upholstered couch and a small fireplace. There's a coffee table with what looks like a fresh wine stain.
Fresh wine stain.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna go smell the wine stain.
Yikes.
It smells like wine. Bum,
Okay.
bum, bum.
Has
All
the
right, so
fireplace
it's
been
smell
used
enough.
recently?
No, but you don't think so. But anyone who wants to kind of look for other signs can make a investigation check.
Trina would like to sniff it with her trunk.
Sure. It's like
Oops.
you can tell by looking at it that it's red wine, but you believe that it is a specific vintage that would have been nicer before, and it's possible that it was turned to vinegar by the time it was like, so you get the impression that this wine, while it maybe once would have been good, it probably wasn't good like right now. Like if you had it in a glass instead of spilled on a coffee table, you would probably think it doesn't taste good.
So for investigation, I got a 20, not natural.
Nice. So you have the impression someone has been in this room relatively recently. They didn't appear to stay long or do much, but there are like footprints that sort of tracked in here, and apparently spilled a cup of wine, and then left again.
All right.
Can I
So-
see which way those footprints might have gone?
Once you get back out into the main hallway, like the part of the issue was that the dust was pretty thick in here, and that it's cleared somewhat, but it's out in the main hallway. It's not as easy to follow the trail, but it does seem to indicate that, like when I say fresh wine stain, I mean like where it spilled below, like where it trailed down off the table, like still wet is how fresh I mean.
Ooh.
So they're still in here.
Yeah. Like you would guess that the spill must have occurred like 2-3 hours ago at the most.
Maybe
Is
whoever
that
it was
before
took
we
off.
got here, or like when we got here?
Well, you
Well-
took a short rest. I would say it's close to when you got here.
They might have heard us, all the stuff downstairs. We weren't quiet.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It was a ruckus.
Yep.
Yeah, there was.
Maybe the walls are
Um,
pretty. Floors are pretty thick, though.
Yeah. I think though I'll go ahead and give you guys for free that you realize that room overlooks the basement stairs that you went in.
Ah,
Busted.
that makes sense.
Was that near? Didn't I think Nedry saw some footprints outside leading to one of the rooms?
I'm trying to remember the specifically. I mean, you had definitely seen some
Yeah.
footprints around, like people had been through various areas. Yeah.
It wasn't that spot though. That was over by
No.
the porch. It was over
Yeah, it
like
was-
here.
Right.
The
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's correct.
Yep.
Good recall. So, Zinhorn, from where you
Sent over
are
hot.
right there, you can see that the room below you looks like a small chapel with half a dozen pews, one of them smashed, facing an altar with charred engravings on the front.
I want to investigate further.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
I have +0 on that, so I got an 8.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell what it would have been before someone clearly took some time and effort to burn it away.
Are they carvings then?
They were engravings, but someone like deliberately defaced them and burned it away.
Does the temple have a particular deity or spirit that it's dedicated to?
You get the feeling that if you knew what that engraving was before, that might have told you, but it's no longer clear. So there is another doorway right up by where sequential is, and also from there you can see a bit into the west wing hallway.
Drina's just trying to watch our backside a little bit, knowing that there is not our backside. What's rear flank?
I believe that's
Just be-
backside.
right, something like that. Just because of the spilled wine, she's a little nervous that
Yeah.
there's people. So she's kind of peeping back this way to make sure there's nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
With her pal, Carolina.
Yep, haven't left her side. Keep
I
following her
know.
around.
I know, it's cute. Is there anything in sight, like any indication of anyone else's presence from my line of sight, Christiana?
Make a perception check.
14.
So you obviously hear your friends as they're moving around and searching. You are listening also because, as I mentioned, the opening in this big hallway, it's open on the next level up with balconies, and then a big glass dome above that, which would be like at the third floor level. And so it's a big open space. You're listening for anything that you could maybe hear. I feel like you get a vague sense that you might hear sort of echoey, soft laughter, but you can't possibly tell where it would be coming from. There's too many echoes. You know it's not in your immediate vicinity,
Sure.
but you hear something somewhere in the house.
Okay.
To imagine ear perks up. Somewhere, something is happening.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead and open this door.
All right. That room is a small generic bedchamber with little in the way of personality, but it is certainly much fancier in its furnishings than the servant bedchambers. You guess that it might be for guests.
So, yeah. Look under the bed, see if there's anybody hiding now that we're on the hunt.
Nope. And assuming that you are going to progress further to the west, you find that the next three rooms on your right are similar in the sense that they seem to be just general like chambers for like guests to stay or relax in. There are doorways with closed doors here, and you see a bit into a larger hallway to the west.
Check out the south.
All right. That room. This room is lined with empty weapon and armor racks, as well as benches which may have been used for donning or doffing armor.
So the armory.
Yeah.
And somebody stole
Ready
all the
room.
weapons. I'm going to investigate and see if there's anything hidden in here.
Okay.
Trina will assist for advantage.
Sure.
Okay. So I got a 14 and a 17. So 17.
Okay. So you don't find anything hidden, but you do find that there's different layers of signs here, right? Like there's signs and clues left behind by probably people who came in long after whatever went down in this mansion and just took whatever armor or weapons were remaining, just for themselves, stealing it. But you also have the impression, that like there was at some point, like some of the ways that the armor racks and weapon racks are like scooted across the floor and like in slightly weird crooked positions that seem a little bit unusual. Like there would be no reason to have it like that. You wouldn't need to move the rack like that in order to take the weapons or armor off of it. So like it's a little unclear what it is, but like something unusual happened in here.
Okay. Like maybe the weapon rack was concealing a secret door.
You don't find any indication of a secret door. You're not really, you can't really tell what it would have been. You just got the sense that there's just these racks in places that like it doesn't really make sense for them to be. Like, for example, if you went into a room and there's a coat rack, you would expect it to find it like in the corner or by the door or something like that. You wouldn't expect to find it just in the middle of the floor, in the center of the living room, right?
Right.
It's a weird place for the rack, is my point. And a lot of them are crooked, like they were shifted at some point for some reason and never put back. But you don't find any indication of like a secret passage or anything like that.
Okay.
Just for the sake of like poking at stuff, I will straighten one of the racks just
Okay.
a little bit.
As it squeaks across the floor. But yeah, no other effect.
They're very messy.
Mm.
You have a vague nagging sense that you didn't roll high enough to figure out what happened in this room.
Perhaps someone else would like to investigate.
You have a vague
I
feeling
feel
like that's
you've
not how
really-
that works.
Yeah, we trust you've covered it well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back because that's an interesting room for Trina.
Yep.
There weren't any like bloodstains or anything on the floor.
I mean, because you guys obviously were intrigued and had a bit more interest, that you get the feeling that maybe there was a bit of a planned activity here that was interrupted. And so some of the movements were intended to do something, but they didn't finish doing whatever they were doing or trying to do. All right, so are you moving on? You should, because
Yeah.
I don't have anything
Yep.
else for you in that room. All right, so as you move into this room, it's clearly kind of like a crossroads little area that's, just designed to lead to several different areas. There is a slight set of stairs that lead to just like a 5-foot, like higher elevation sort of platform there. This room serves as a crossroads for the west wing. The northeast corner of the room has a small staircase leading to an elevated landing. There are doors here, 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 and here. Wait, those are not
Seeing-
showing up. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to make my little notches and they weren't showing up. You see these notches, right, where I'm making them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so those are where doors are. But you also, in this room, on the east wall, see a large tarnished brass placard that on the top it says Reclaimers Academy Senior Faculty, Headmaster Sendis Proxim, Master Arcanist Betalin Onyxbane, Chief Ranger Archibald Tanglefoot, Noble Host Lord Edric Chanticleer. I will make another handout for that.
Thank you.
Okay, and then all players and save. So you should have that now.
Yes.
All right. So, got some names.
Ooh, cool.
Where to next?
South.
All right. So you open the door there, and the northern half of this room features a pair of couches, one of them with shredded upholstery. The southern half of this room has been left clear of furniture except for two narrow benches along the sides. The floor in this area is covered with soot, although there is no fireplace in evidence. Excuse me. There is on one of the unshredded couch, kind of tucked like by the cushion on one side, there is a folded piece of aged parchment.
Taking that.
Okay. All right. So I assume you're reading it.
Yep.
It says, Sendis, the new crop of apprentices are strong and developing well, though I do think you may want to speak to Esther. She has a tendency to hold back when paired with Kestrel, pulls her blows, does not press her advantage. I recommend separating them.
Wow.
What I'm going to do for future sessions in this area is I will make these handouts in advance and then just be able to share them with you when I'm ready to show them instead of having to do the copy and paste part. Hang on. There we go. Should have that one now.
Mm-hmm.
So as you take a step into the room there, Zinhorn, you hear in a strange sort of distant echoey way what sounds like swords clashing. And then all of a sudden the soot starts to rise up around you, almost like it's forming another one of the ash zombies.
Oh.
And oops, I didn't mean to do that. I've got too many different tools.
Suit.
Yeah. So yeah, we're well. Here's a question. You know what? Never mind. We're just doing it. I was going to say, ask if you wanted to take a stopping point here, or whether you wanted to.
Can we
Just proceed
pause
with
for
the-
a couple of minutes?
Yeah.
All right. I will be right back.
All right. So we can take a momentary break and then do another quick encounter, perhaps.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Nothing.
But I will say that these things do seem to be of a very similar nature to the ones you fought in the basement.
Right back.
So let's throw spaghetti at it. Sorry, the kid, that's what our son's making for dinner. It's all I can think
Ah.
about right now as it's cooking.
I was just going to say, do you have spaghetti?
I will. It has been promised.
So it's probably been longer than 10 minutes since we had our encounter before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the protection is gone.
Mm-hmm. So while we're taking a brief moment here, if anyone watching has questions that you would like to have the characters answer in character when we finish our session tonight, you should go ahead and put those in the chat. Now, are you intrigued by the developing mystery? You could answer questions of the spirit of the house, but the answers you get may be enigmatic. Or if you don't have questions, that's okay too. We love you anyway.
We do.
Is there a way that if someone watches this on the YouTube, they can leave a question for the next time? Or on the podcast, I guess, as well?
You know, we maybe ought to come up with a way to do that. Certainly, people watching on YouTube could absolutely leave a comment, and perhaps if people want to leave questions in the YouTube comments, we could address those when we have our next session. Well, so Prince Justin says, like, if people didn't come in at the beginning, it could be a little bit unclear what's happening. But, you know, we're exploring a spooky mansion. That's what's happening. That's what you need to know. There's weird environmental audio logs and and lore drops.
Somebody's getting eager. I can see as the initiative starts to roll.
Well, she's gonna ask for it, so I figured.
Oh well, I think if I didn't already, I will right now. So those of you who are here and ready can go ahead and roll. Okay, and then those guys are going to have a low initiative, but let's, there we go. Look at that! I've got, so here's something I can talk about for a little bit while we're waiting, is that I've discovered, thanks to our very own Chooch Schubert, there is a browser extension called Beyond 20 that is extremely helpful for if you want to use Roll20 for maps and such, but use D&D Beyond for your character sheet. If you install this browser extension, it allows you to click on things from your D&D Beyond character sheet and have it do the roll in Roll20, which is what I did just now, is I pulled up the creature on the D&D Beyond and clicked the Roll Initiative roller from it, and while I had the token highlighted, and it showed up, and it worked. Magical.
He did that. He has those magical extensions like that.
Yes. So, Zinhorn, if you didn't already, please reroll
Paul.
initiative.
You took it somewhere else. I saw your face.
I missed whatever that was, but all right. Anyone who has not already should roll a new initiative.
You'll probably have to add our entries into the tracker.
Oh, yeah, this is a weird
Oh,
thing
yeah.
where, like, I see them on my screen, but when we shift maps, you guys don't have the automated thing. So let me re-add you as, you know, with turns here.
You can see my rolls, right?
Yeah, if you-
Yes.
You can add us to the tracker by clicking the icon, hitting U as well.
Oh. Well, you are all on the tracker now. In fact, I have double sequential, so let me...
Goes twice.
Whoops, shoot. I deleted someone else now. Nedry, sequential, Carolina, Trina, Centaurn. Oh, I deleted my monster.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Yeah. Nope. All right. So, what is happening here? I'm trying to add the number. There we go. Okay. Does everyone have their new initiative on there?
Yeah, I don't think it likes us all entering at the same exact time.
Zinhorn, it shows 0 for you, so probably need to get you back on there.
Yeah, that would be nice to not be
Mhm.
0.
Yeah, it would make you last
Out of
in the.
15.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so you are going to go ahead of these ash zombies, which also got a 15, but are definitely going to be lower dex than you. So, one note, I would say sequential and Nedry, as you hear this ash zombie forming up in front of Zinhorn there, you also hear one approaching from the west as well through this doorway.
Oh,
Why does it default? I click the reveal areas, but it defaults to the not reveal areas. Yeah.
Nedry
So-
also has a dark vision of 60 feet. So.
Okay. Well, in some cases, though, it's not about being dark. It's about, like, obstructed view. But,
Cool.
but yes. But you see that there is another one coming from that direction. Trina, you are up first.
So there's one to the west, but then we've got this one directly in front of Zinhorn, right?
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, she's heading for it, swinging.
All right.
And that is God. It's a 9.
Okay. A 9 hits these things because these are the
Oh.
slow.
Oh, that's
ash
I
zombie
love
ones.
these guys.
Yeah.
She's hitting it.
All
love
right.
them.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
So that's a 11 points of damage.
Pretty good. Zinhorn and Trina, please make a Constitution saving throw as it poofs out with ash and dust.
9.
All right, that's going to be a failure. Zinhorn? 5.
5.
Okay. So you are both choking on this this puff of ash. So you currently have disadvantage on attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks for 1 minute. You can attempt the saving throw again on your turn. But that's probably the end of Trina's turn.
Yeah.
All right. Were you raging again or no?
Did I hit it?
You did hit it.
I did hit it. But it's gone. No, I've only got 1 rage left, so I'm going to hold on to it for now.
All right. Zinhorn, it is your turn.
Okay.
I thought you said it poofed away. Did it poof away, or did I imagine that?
No, it let off this cloud when you hit it, but it wasn't all the way gone. It's not destroyed.
Oh, then I'm raging. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm going to use Sacred Flame.
Okay.
It needs to save with a dex of 12.
All right. It does not.
Okay, so it is going to take 1d8. And that's a whopping 1 point of damage.
All right.
And for my bonus action, I am going to bring in my Spiritual Hammer.
All right. Where is this little, there we go. Bloop. There we go. All right.
All right, so I rolled 12 plus 4 is 16.
That hits.
Plus 2. 7 points of damage. There
Alright.
we go. Now we're getting some numbers.
Right. It is very weak. It is it is almost disintegrated again, but not quite down. And you may attempt to make a saving throw, remake your Constitution saving throw. With a 12, you are no longer coughing and. Oh, you know what? You should have made those previous rolls at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage.
Yeah. Now that said, the 12 and the 17, like the 12 still would have hit, so that's fine.
Well, the 12 was at disadvantage.
Okay. So it's fine. But yeah, we'll just need to remember it.
Yeah. So the 12 and yeah. So the to hit was a 12, and that was at disadvantage. And I just rolled a 19, so the 12 saving throw was at disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah.
So I succeeded both times.
Yeah. All right. So you are now done with your turn, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So the one that is right there is going to attack the last thing that hit it, which is well, I guess what might have been the spiritual hammer, but it doesn't go for that. It acts like it doesn't even see that. It's going to try to slam you, Zinhorn. And it does a slam attack, but it gets a 7. So it kind of flails weakly at you and does not make contact. However, this other one approaches Sequential.
Dun, dun, dun.
Boom. And it's going to also try to slam at you. And gets a 6. So...
Armor class
not being
17.
very effective, yeah. And then you see another one emerge from that room, and it's in the doorway again. And it's going to dash, but it can't quite get to you, Nedry, on this turn. All right. That is their turn. Nedry, it's your turn.
Well, safety first.
And he traces out a sigil in the air, and the energy flows over him as I cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Okay.
And once more, the barrier becomes more strong around me.
And then he really wants to study these things. So he's going to move up and around and then kind of by that one and then step over here by the other one. Step back here away from both of them.
Okay. You're trying to draw out the opportunity attacks?
Yep, they both have disadvantage.
Right. Right.
The protection
because
from good and evil.
Right. Yep. So, okay, the first... I'm going to just roll the physical dice this time. So I do the disadvantage. So the disadvantage for the first one is a 14.
That misses.
Okay. Disadvantage for the second one is a 7. So,
That misses.
yeah, they miss.
So he's kind of studying the way they attack and the way they perceive things, and basically look at him like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Make an... I get... If you would prefer investigation over insight, then you can do that. Otherwise, it would be insight. Insight or
It's
investigation,
definitely-
as you prefer.
definitely not insight. He
Yeah,
has no
I figured.
insight.
Yeah.
That's a 16.
Okay. You are generally familiar with the concept of zombies and how they move, in terms of like regular zombies, where like they have like less higher brain function and their body is decaying, so they don't have as fine control in general. You kind of get the sense that although there's a superficial similarity here, it's more... It's it's less like a zombie's physical body not doing what it would previously be capable of and being slow and awkward as a result. It feels a bit more like magic trying to recreate something and having the same challenges, but it's like from external rather than... So like you have just the briefest like the image that comes to mind is controlling a marionette. Like you don't see strings or anything, but it feels a bit like something is puppeting it. And not very effectively. All right, that's your turn?
Yep.
All right. Sequential, your turn.
So seeing that Nedry deftly drew their attention.
Mm-hmm.
Sequential will move up to the corner. Seems to remember them not really liking acid.
Mhm.
So we'll cast Tasha's Caustic Brew
All right.
and make them Dexterity 13 save.
Okay. So,
Spewing acid.
yeah. First one is a -1.
Ooh,
Second one is a 1.
nice.
Yeah. So they
So,
both definitely fail.
Covered in acid, 6 points of
Okay.
acid damage at the start of each turn.
Did they take it now or only on their turn?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to read. You see Screechin in the line. Yeah, it doesn't say. I guess it's at I guess it's only at the start of their turn.
But but the idea would be they have to use their action to try to get it off of them, or they burn it.
Exactly, right.
Right. And then what we had established before is that with this, it like just soaks into the ash and dust, and they can't scrape it off because it's not like on the surface. They are porous and permeable. All right. Anything else on your?
Oh, and so does the turret? Had it been an hour?
No, I don't think so. Not since you used it downstairs.
Then as a bonus action, belch some force
All right.
at the one closest, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's for me, it's an attack roll, which I think +3. So 13.
13 hits.
Woo! And oh man, that one's under features. It's not under spells. I got to write down a little cheat sheet. It's not the protector. It's the force. Use the force. 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
8 points of force damage and knocks it back 5 feet.
Uh-huh. And then, yeah.
That
All right.
sets off its thing too, so does that before it gets knocked back. I hope.
It's poof.
Yes. I think, but it actually reaches out 10 feet, so you're in it anyway,
Oh,
Nedry.
shit. Okay.
Aw, sorry, Ned.
Yeah. So
didn't think it was that
Constitution
close.
saving throw. Yeah.
Well, it moves past Nedry. Does he get an attack of
No.
opportunity?
No. In fact, it moves
Involuntary
into
movement.
his range, not out of it.
Natural 20.
Okay,
Holy crap.
you are fine then. You see this coming. You were watching them so carefully that you said, "Oh no! Sequential shoulder frog is about to belch on this thing again. I better." Yeah,
Forgot about the knockback.
The range is 10 feet.
yeah,
Cool. Write it down.
yeah. All right, very nice. So that makes it Carolina's turn.
All right. Well, my meat shield has left me, so Carolina, with her rapier drawn, moves forward to this space right here, and as she goes, she is singing, "Not sand nor stone can keep us apart. So long as I breathe, you will carry my heart. No smile nor song can make me untrue. No matter what comes, I will follow you." So, Trina, you now have bardic inspiration,
Hey.
and now I'm going to slash at it with my rapier.
All right. I'm going to use this little
Trina
pink,
is
pink
full on
dot
swooning.
to indicate you have inspiration.
And that is +5. So that is a 20, not natural.
That will definitely hit this very slow-moving thing.
And 9 points of damage.
All right, so that would reduce it to 0 hit points. However, it will now attempt to make a Constitution saving throw to use its undead fortitude. It fails and is destroyed.
Ah.
Yeah, that's
Feast.
2 in 1 session. Yes.
Nice.
All right.
Not expecting to kill anything ever, so this is cool.
Anything else on your turn here?
Nope, that's it.
All right. We are back up at the top with Trina. The
Oh.
you know the bard kill stole your zombie.
I'll forgive her. Who could stay mad at Carolina? So 5.
Yeah, you hear back out in the hallway
20,
what sounds like
25,
Nedry
30.
and sequential.
I think that gets me to here, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah, you have one more.
One more. Hello, friends.
Yes.
Swing. She's
right.
going to swing.
Which one? The top one or the bottom one?
So she would have switched. She would have put her great axe away while they were walking around. So she's going to pull her short sword and her scimitar.
Okay.
And she's going to swing her scimitar at the one on the left.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. I'm still at disadvantage, aren't I?
Are you?
I got poofed by that other dust monster.
Right. Yes. On this turn, you are. And then you can make the throw. So disadvantage. Yeah.
Damn my honest
I just
nature.
realized the being all teary-eyed and runny nose, but runny nose with the trunk.
It's like a
Just
hose.
don't sneeze with the cold and
Oh.
candle.
Right? I have bardic inspiration though. What is that, Starla?
It is a 1d6.
Yeah, you can add that to your attack roll.
I'm definitely gonna need to. So that's a 9.
9 hits.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought I was close. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the scimitar is a 1d6. Plus I'm raged. So that's 5 plus 3 is 8. So that's 10 points of damage on the
Nice.
one right in front of me.
Yes, you do that. Poof. It poofs out with a cloud of ash. So, Nedry, that's another one for you also.
And then with my short sword, I'm going to attack the one on the right.
Okay.
That's only a
And-
12 this time.
Okay, that's still a success. You only have to beat 10.
Phew.
So that's an 8 to hit.
8 just hits. That's their AC.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another 6 points of damage.
Okay. So you can now make another Constitution saving throw to try to, break out of the effect, but do it at disadvantage because you just got poofed a second time.
And I have my Spectral Guardian, so I've got Balti there to defend everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. So that's a 5.
Okay.
Damn the disadvantage.
No, yeah, you still just you've got.
Should have saved it for that roll. The whatever. Inspiration.
Undead dust. All right. So, but you've got your spectral ancestor, not ancestor. We need spectral viewer.
Yeah.
Helping you out.
Shields
okay.
Maiden.
Girl spectator.
Yeah. All right, Zinhorn, you're up.
And are these both up?
Yeah, I mean they're not destroyed.
Okay.
I've hit both of them.
Yeah, they have both shed their outer
covered in
cloud of
acid.
dust, though. But yeah,
All right, I'm gonna attack the one that's right in front of Trina,
okay.
the lower one with
Sure.
my mace.
Mhm.
That's +5.
17 definitely
I got a
hits.
17.
Yeah.
I got 6 points of damage.
All right, that one's looking pretty weak too. Not down yet.
All right, so I should be able to get my spiritual hammer up to it
3,
from
4.
the back.
It can only move 20 feet, I think. Am I wrong?
60.
No, it casts at 60, but it
No,
moves.
Yeah.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
can
Oh.
cast it when the first time you can cast it 60 feet away from you, but
Ah.
on your turn you can only move it 20 feet. So you can move it up part of the way, but not all the way.
All right. Thank you. I guess I'm done.
All right. So it is their turn now.
Immediately take their acid damage.
Yes.
5 points of acid damage.
All right. Neither of them are taken to 0 from that, but they're both very, very weak.
Do they have disadvantage?
I don't think that's one of
No.
the effects.
Had
However,
to ask.
the one that your spectral buddy
sticks.
is is doing your psychic buddy trying to is doing their thing and making them turn to you to attack. You have drawn its ire, and it is going to try to slam its ashy fist at you. And it gets a 13.
And it misses.
It is very sad.
I laugh.
Yeah. The other one is going to attack Zinhorn. Actually, you know what? I take it back. It turned to attack Nedry as he went by the last time, and then it got blasted closer. I think it's going to attack him. Because Zinhorn ran up by it, but it only gets a 7, so you're probably fine.
It's still a disadvantage anyway, so.
Yes, you're right.
Protection.
So, yeah. It got a 7. Well, it would get, maybe you might get lower. Nope, it got another 7. So, yeah. So those are the only two, and they both fail in their attempt this time to do anything at all to you. Nedry, it's your turn now.
All right.
These things are both
the
very weak.
The protection's holding. Huh. Well, let's see if I can use this thing.
And I pull out the dagger and stab at the one in front of me.
All right.
Nope. That's I think that's an 8.
An 8 hits. That's their AC.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I will then also gesture with the hand with the pen in it and cast Booming Blade. 5 points of damage.
Okay. It is reduced to 0, and now it's going to try to use its Undead Fortitude. So because it's 5 damage, it has to try to make a throw of 10. And it does. So looks like it was about to be destroyed, but then it manages to summon up some Undead Fortitude and hold itself together. But it
Okay,
is
and it's still-
resonating with the Booming Blade energy, though.
Yep. And I'm just going to step back.
All right. It does get its disadvantage opportunity attack for this round. I don't know why I rolled physical dice this time instead, but I did, and it got a 19.
Wow, with disadvantage?
Yeah, it rolled a 16 and 17 on the dice.
Eh, well, it hit.
With my spectral friends, though, he's got resistance to the
Uh,
damage.
Only the one you hit first on your turn, which was the other one. Yeah. It's gonna do 3 damage to you.
Okay. It doesn't actually come in full contact. You notice it attack and hit a blue shield around him.
I like that. All right. So that is Nedry's turn. Sequential.
Sequential will line them up this way.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and do their cantrip frostbite on the first one.
Okay.
Constitution 13 save.
All right. What is their Constitution save? Oh, they're good at Constitution. Gets a 21.
Takes no damage then.
Yep.
And belch force at it.
They're less good at not dying from force damage.
Oh, it's only a 6 though.
A 6 does not hit. They have low
Then
AC, but not that low.
then they will charge into just to
Provide-
buffer Nedry.
Target
No.
rich. Yeah. All right.
You do recognize the booming blade around it, which is if it moves.
Oh,
it takes
right.
damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've
I'll,
used it
I'll allow
before.
you to.
But
take
it's
that
not in my
back.
space though, right? It's their space.
Yeah, but it
Well,
only works
no,
if
the
they
point
move.
is that if they
Oh,
don't
right.
move, it won't go off. And so
Yeah.
holding it back.
They're
is-
mindless beasts though. Yeah.
So in any case, if you want to move there, then that's good, and then it would be Carolina's turn.
Well, let's see. How do you,
Oh, you did use your inspiration, right, Trina, last time?
Yep.
Yeah. So I made the little pink dot to represent that. So we'll take it off now that you've used it.
Okay.
We just need to try to remember to keep track of those.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the green dots on the zombies are the acid that they haven't scraped off. The orange was your psychic buddy, and I'll take that off now because that was for that turn.
all right, so I'm gonna move there and slash at it with my rapier. I
All right.
guess. And that is a 15.
That will hit. And it only has
Ooh.
1 hit point, so the damage basically just determines what Constitution check it has to make.
Yeah, it's 1d8 plus 3. So, and I got it rolled an 8, so 11 points.
All right, pretty good. So it has to make a saving throw of DC 5 plus the damage, so it has to get a 16.
Wow.
And it does not. It gets a 4, so that one is destroyed.
Starla's the
She
assassin.
just kind of like claps happily. She's like, "Wow, this is so great!"
I deleted the one that had the initiative again, because I always do that. I believe they went after Zinhorn and before Nedry, correct? Yeah?
15. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's correct.
Right. Okay, so anything else on your turn, Carolina?
No, that's it.
All right. I've been doing a lot of talking today. My voice is getting hoarse. All right, so Trina, you are up. There is only one target remaining.
Swing. Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Don't think. Oh, I literally rolled a 1 and a 20. Jesus. Ow, my heart hurts. Ah.
Well, you get to roll your saving throw again. Constitution saving throw. Making,
The second attack. So yeah, I missed on both attacks.
Okay.
And then for the Constitution, I'm so grossed out
Are
by
you sure?
myself.
So the second, so the
Just-
second attack was also less than 8.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
was like a 3 and a 5 or some
right.
shit. Yeah, it was below. And
Okay.
then
Well, but
I
even
just
a
rolled.
even a 5 on the die with your bonus would probably be above 8, right?
It was a 2 and a 3.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
all right. So
My lowest with the disadvantage, and my Constitution is a +3, so it's an 8 for Constitution.
okay, yeah, nope, still teary-eyed. Yeah, these things.
Little
Hey.
shits.
Yeah, right. Almost like they're deliberately designed to confound players. Zinhorn, you're up.
All right, I will move over so I can move my spiritual hammer over later, and I will. Actually, I'm going to make sure sequential still has line of sight, and I will attack. With my mace.
Okay.
I got an 18.
18 definitely hits, yeah.
So that's 6 plus 3.
6 plus 3 for...
D6 plus 3.
Oh, yeah.
7 points.
Okay, so that would again reduce it to 0. So let's see, Constitution saving throw. It's looking for a 12. It gets 12 exactly. So it is. It looks like it is about to be destroyed, but then it rallies and comes back up at 1 hit point.
Okay. If you could move the spiritual hammer between Trina and
Like right there.
Carolina,
Yep.
I will take a shot with that as my bonus action.
All right.
What's that? Plus 4. That's a 17 to hit.
Definitely hits. Yeah.
D8 plus 2. 3 points of damage.
All right. Well, so now it's just trying to beat an 8 on its Constitution saving throw, and it does not. The spiritual weapon destroys it,
Boom!
Ooh.
and you are no longer in initiative. The
Yay.
ash zombies,
Ta-da!
the air in this room once again becomes still.
Yay.
Nedry immediately goes to this door over here to see if there's more hiding.
Yeah. Do you open it?
Yep.
All right. What you find is the wrong tool. There we go. What you find is a short hallway that has 2, openings on the right-hand side there.
There may be more.
When you go a little bit further, you find, oh look, there's the spiral staircase that would take you back down to the basement.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. now you know. And then the other one is just another small. As this short corridor leads to a spiral staircase which goes down to the basement, and a small room with humble furnishing. Another servant-ready room, you suspect.
Is there any sign that somebody who recently spilled wine may have shuffled down these stairs?
No.
Oh.
Whoever that person was, that's not the way they went.
Oh, I meant to sniff the dust monsters and see if they smelled like wine.
They, well, yeah, they're dissipated now, but you didn't
Yeah.
smell the wine.
Well,
No.
she got a face full of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They didn't smell like wine. I think it was something else, y'all.
Yeah, I think you also like your nose your trunk is so runny now that it's like you're just teary eyed. Like it's hard to smell anything but your own snot at this point.
Yeah.
Carolina
Ugh.
pulls a handkerchief from her pocket and offers it. It's a
Many
little
thanks.
smudged, but it'll do the job.
I really appreciate it. This is nasty. I promise to wash it before I return it.
All right.
It's fine. I have more.
Nark it.
Nark. Nark.
All right. So,
You know, this problem with these dust zombies would be solved if they would just clean this place.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you checking another room there, Zinhorn?
Yep.
All right. When you open that room, this room features a number of windows which overlook the north grounds, although, you would guess that they would because they're boarded up, but there's also a door that leads to a small exterior porch. You suspect this is the room that you saw the footprints leading to before. And in fact, you can see what looks like some muddy footprints leading up to one of the moth-eaten rugs, whereupon someone wiped their feet and no longer left muddy footprints.
Okay. Well, they may have scarpered out the way they came in, but it looks like they came in this way.
Is there anything to secure against that door so that it can't be opened again?
So what you had found in this case was, I think I may have misspoke just now, but what you found outside was that the muddy footprints went not to the door, but went to one of the windows, where you found that the boards that held that window shut had actually been like loosened and removed, but like placed back to look like they're still intact. And so that's where the muddy footprints come. So someone came through that window. And
Is there anything to block that window with from the inside so it can't be entered again?
not from the inside, because the boarding up from is on the outside. So like you could kind of like grab it and pull it closer. Like if you could maybe try to tie it, or like if you're thinking about it, someone boarded up the window from the outside and you're on the inside. You tell me if you can think of a way to secure that. I mean, I don't want to tell you that it's impossible. I'm just saying it's not obvious to me.
But there's no like shelving or like bookshelves or anything that I could shove in front of the window to make it harder for them to get in, or at least to make a noise when they come in.
Yeah, you could take one of these big like armoires and sort of just prop it up to block that window.
I'm all about that. Let's do that.
All right, cool. You do that.
Blocked. May not have done much, but it feels better.
Deplatformed.
What was in the room they had been in when the dust zombie appeared?
So the I think based on make an intelligence check.
22.
You get the impression that that room was maybe used for one-on-one sparring. Like it's got a sort of a viewing area, and then the southern part of the room was where they would have like one-on-one sparring matches. And so you found the note that was talking about like reports on like how the apprentices are coming along, and near the armory. So you think that's might be what it was.
I wonder if that was supposed to be Esther or Kestrel or Kessel.
So, Sequential, you are standing by an open doorway there, and you notice that you're seeing more bloodstains on the floor going into there. You can also kind of see that there's a little bit into, the room to the south there. There's also a doorway here and a doorway here.
Psst. The trail.
All right. So you can see a bit
I think
more.
I'm drawn to follow it.
Yeah. You see a bit more into there, and I'll just go ahead and reveal this whole room there. That this is clearly the bottom of the large tower that you saw from outside. There's a lot of blood on the staircase. It looks, it seems to go up the stairs. You don't know like what the original direction was, but there's a lot more blood. Also, let's see. Let me pull up my actual descriptions here. This large circular room features a large marble spiral staircase leading upward, with an obvious blood stain trailing down the stairs. Most of the tables and chairs that might have once furnished this room lay in a smashed pile in the center of the room. Above the pile, the ceiling features a number of cracks in the plaster.
Okay. Be careful of falling plaster.
Is there
Wait.
another one of those glowy orbs here?
Not in there.
Or another thing coming out of that pile of rubbish. Broken wood.
I mean,
I would
nothing
like
yet.
to check the rest of this map before we go up the stairs, though, y'all.
So I'll go ahead and reveal the rest here. The remaining room here, crying out loud.
No, I can't see.
Yeah,
I
okay,
didn't
there
do
we
it.
go. So there's the corner room is another bed chamber, but it seems to be like one of the fanciest you've seen so far. Like, so if the other one was a guest chamber, this is for the like nicer guest, perhaps. And it opens onto like another patio that you had passed from outside.
Okay.
Anything remarkable?
Nope. I mean, other than just the sense that that one was fancier, and probably people who came through to steal valuables might have found some in that room,
Yeah.
but there's none there remaining.
Yeah, they would have picked it over.
Right. And so as you turn your gaze back to this spiral staircase with the blood trailing up it, we will leave our adventure here for this week. And we will investigate the mysteries of the second floor
Woohoo!
next week on So Many Levels. But in the meantime, we have one question in the chat, which is general metagame question for the players. How do you like the GM's use of genre bending in the game? Thank you for the softball question there, Prince Justin. Or at least I hope it is. You guys might all hate it.
It sucks. No.
I mean, we've been talking. No.
Talking.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it-
think
it
it's
definitely-
fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah, it definitely brings something entirely new to like the campaign setting that we were so familiar with. So I think it's really great.
And
Agreed.
yeah,
I don't
it's
know
like,
if I'd call it genre bending, but extending maybe.
Mhm.
A natural extension.
It shows an evolution of technology and magic and innovation of many different peoples, and it's like one of the mind-blowing things about Avatar Korra was how much the world had changed in 60, 80 years, whatever it was, and this is kind of the same way. It's been 100 years, and you know,
Yeah. Well, that's
all
definitely.
sorts of new things are happening.
Yeah, it's definitely what I'm going for. So I'm glad you guys seem to be enjoying it so far. I hope all of you listening and or watching also enjoy it. I guess if you didn't, you would probably not keep watching and listening. But I hope you do keep watching and listening because you do enjoy it. And so you can continue to watch and listen when we return next week for more adventure on So Many Levels.
So many
many
levels.
Yay!